So what sort of David Livingstone are we looking at in this episode? Well, to sort of summarize his story for you, by this point in his life, he's been burnt by the African sun. His shoulder somewhat deformed because he had been attacked by this incredible lion in the middle of the wilderness. And from that moment on, he needed to have medicine because of the horrendous pain that attributed to this moment. He is suffering lack of nutrition and is emaciated. He's blinded in one eye, having walked into a tree. And to make matters even worse for suffering, he loses his dear wife, Mary, to disease and has to bury her in African soil. He returns to his hut some miles away and he discovers a horrifying moment. His medicine that he needs because of the deformed shoulder from the battle has been stolen. On November 10th, 1871, Livingstone gets upon his knees and he prays. And this is what's recorded of his prayer in his journal.
Lord, you promised that you would be with me until the end of the age. I need that medicine.
He now looks up from his prayer and he sees the first white face he has seen for years in Central Africa. And he hears those now famous words, "Dr. Livingstone, I presume?" Henry M. Stanley arrives with a whole party of men to greet Livingstone. And he tells Livingstone two things. Number one, I am the world's most swaggering atheist. Don't try to convert me. I have been sent here by American newspapers to capture your story. Oh, and number two, I have in my bag here some medicine that some woman handed me before I left. Here you go. Okay, talk about a divine intersection or a holy coincidence, Batman. Here is Livingstone on his knees, crying out for the medicine. Here's Stanley, having been sent 9 months on a mission or more to get to that point. This woman gives him the medication, probably divinely led by the Spirit. He hands it as God's answer. I tell you what, before he called, God sent the answer. Isn't that fantastic? Let me finish the story of Stanley from that moment of first meeting Livingstone. 4 months later, the world's biggest swaggering atheist dropped to his knees and gave his heart to Jesus Christ on African soil. And isn't that just like God? That Livingstone would just witness through his life of how awesome Jesus Christ is, and how Stanley, saying, "You're never going to convert me, Livingstone," sees the witness of Christ in his life, and he bowed his knee to Jesus Christ. And the world's biggest swaggering atheist becomes a follower of Jesus, a Christian. Now, to me, that speaks of the wonder of Livingstone's life. What a man of God, what a tremendous witness, even for us today, of the power of divine appointments.